So here we are at the Mystic River Highway Bridge. That's Highway US 1. We're waiting for the bascule bridge to open. Christy has found a nice spot. She's just sitting here on the front of me as we wait for the bridge to open so that we can go into Mystic Harbor and the beautiful museum at Mystic, Connecticut. So the bridge is beginning to go up. You may be able to see it. We're going to have to adjust our position a bit with the bow thruster, which I just did. And the bridge is slowly but surely opening. And you'll see there are other boats waiting to get through as well. And we will wait for the bridge to open, for the boats to come through. And then we will go through and we will be in Mystic Seaport Harbor, Connecticut. So here we go through the bridge. You see there are two sailboats and one power boat that are coming from the north side. We're coming from the south. And there we have it, Mystic Seaport Museum. Look at the old whaling ship and the various other boats that are along in the museum. There are 500 boats. The museum, as we look ahead, and their little lighthouse at the end and a fine sailboat. We'll be making this turn and going into the marina, which is at the museum. So we made the turn, and here we are getting ready to come into our dockage, which will be up this way. And you see from the water the Mystic, the little village that shows you how they maintained all these old boats. We are safely tied up now at the Mystic Museum, and you notice this yacht was on the bottom of Boston Harbor not that many years ago, bought by a big rich guy, and now it's sitting right next to us. It's a private boat, been totally renovated with the original materials as best they could. And then this is another private boat right behind us. Sweetgrass kind of looks out of place here, but that's everyone else's problem, not ours. And here comes the oldest running steam, coal-powered steamboat, literally steamboat, powered by coal still, just as it was many years ago, when it's coming along as part of the Mystic Seaport Museum. But it does go out and take people, and you see the coal smoke coming out of the smokestack. It's the Sabino, and here it comes alongside Sweetgrass. So here we are, moored in our private yacht right at the museum, and we have our own sign that tells people not to get on Sweetgrass, because after all it is a private yacht. Now people might dispute whether this is a fine yacht like the other ones that you see here, including that one that's just going behind us there, or the one over here, or the ones along here. Hey, but hey, we got the sign, private yacht, must be private yacht. Standing in one of the kind of courtyard areas of the Mystic Seaport, you get a panoramic view of various buildings that have been restored and used to show how in the good old days all this was maritime industry, all types of maritime industry, cooperage, everything. Beautiful place, lovely museum. Mystic Seaport wouldn't be true to its name if it wasn't misty and foggy. And look, this morning we look out and we have a very profound fog that has settled on the port, as predicted because of the warm southerly winds, and we have a lot of fog at Mystic Seaport, but it's still a wonderful, beautiful place, and we're looking forward to spending another day here in this magical place. In contrast to yesterday morning, we have an absolutely gorgeous, not very foggy morning here in Mystic Seaport, and it is just a gorgeous day, and you can see this magnificent ship that was harvested from the bottom of the Boston Harbor here, and some of the other boats that are in the background. Lovely place, lovely time of day, and we're delighted to be spending so much time here in Mystic Seaport. Taken from a different view, still in Mystic and still in the morning, you can see the village with the various shops in Mystic. Just a lovely, for the most part, reproduction, or else they've brought in houses here that recreate what the maritime experience was in New England, and it's quite well done. Makes the enormous investment, which it must have been, quite impressive to see so many working buildings still in use in this wonderful recreated typical New England fishing village. One of the fascinating exhibits was the rope walk from Plymouth Cordage Company, and this is where they would start with the hemp, raw hemp, make it into small cords, and then we'll go downstairs and see how they would actually walk down long way, and ultimately use some machines, but mainly men doing it in the good old way back in the 1820s to actually up until 1945. Individual strands of the material would be fed through this instrument and then be twisted, and you would get the rope you see beyond. A machine would run the length of the floor, twisting the hemp and the lines into the formation of rope. And then the lines that had been formed would ultimately become layered by this truck, and then you would get a more familiar looking rope that you see over here. Looks like a real rope now. And so here we have it at the end, big piles of rope of various diameter, all made here, made by hand and by machine. That's the way they used to make rope. We are in the museum where the figureheads from the various boats that they have collected here, incredible figureheads that adorn the bowsprits of the various boats. And look at this one drinking a little wine, but this looks like a Wagnerian opera singer here. This one's kind of scary. There's the old man. There's a almost mermaid-like. Get a little Ethiopian there. Pretty. And then this was for our grandchildren, Catherine and Allison. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? This was the front of one of the sailing ships.